We are entering a storm, not a thunderstorm, not a political squabble, a seismic shift in how the world operates. Xi Jinping has issued warnings, economists are restless, billionaires are quietly shifting assets, and one of the world's most trusted investors says the next 3 years could resemble the chaos and collapse of the 1930s. This isn't just fear, it's a pattern we've seen before, and history may be about to repeat itself. What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've been watching global events closely, or even if you haven't, there's one name that keeps coming up, Ray Dalio. The billionaire hedge fund founder recently dropped a 43-minute presentation that sent shockwaves through the financial world. His message? The rules are changing. The foundation of our monetary system is cracking, and a global financial reset may already be underway. But here's the good news. We're going to unpack this for you in a way that makes sense. No jargon, no panic, just truth, history, and strategy. Comment below. Do you think the dollar will remain the global king? Will China replace the US as the new superpower? Or are we heading for a massive global reset? Let's talk about it together below. I'll reply to every comment. Let's dive in. For decades, the United States stood tall on the world stage. Its military unmatched, its markets booming, its culture, technology, and currency shaping the world order. The US dollar became the backbone of global trade, and America reaped the benefits. Cheap borrowing, global demand for its debt, and massive influence over international decisions. But times are changing fast. Countries are de-dollarizing, global institutions are losing trust, and American politics, they're becoming more divisive by the day. Ray Dalio says we're not just facing another recession, this could be the end of the monetary system as we know it, a once-in-a-century transformation. Speaking of transformation, will you make sure YouTube transforms this channel by smashing the like and subscribe buttons now? I hate to ask, but it really makes a big difference with the algorithm, and I really appreciate it. So, thanks. Now, let's continue. Dalio's theory isn't random. It's based on 500 years of historical patterns. He's identified a cycle that virtually every global power has gone through. Here's how it unfolds. First, innovation and productivity boom. Second, widespread wealth and prosperity. Third, overconfidence and rising debt. Fourth, internal conflict, cultural, political, or economic. Fifth, loss of global leadership and influence. And finally, a major collapse or reset. The Dutch Empire followed this pattern. So did the British. And now, the signs are pointing toward the American Empire reaching stage 5. Sound familiar? Massive national debt, wealth inequality, global rivals rising. These aren't isolated events. They're chapters in a much older story. Before we continue, do me a quick favor. Smash that like button and subscribe if you're enjoying this breakdown. It really helps us beat the algorithm and keep producing content like this. Thanks, you're awesome. Now, let's talk about where we really stand. The United States is drowning in debt, over $34 trillion and counting. That's more than the size of the entire economy. And it's not just the government. Household and credit card debt are hitting record highs too. At the same time, interest rates are rising, making it more expensive to borrow, buy a home, or fund the national budget. Meanwhile, political polarization is at an all-time high. Faith in the justice system, media, and elections is eroding. Social movements are growing more extreme. According to Dalio, these are all symptoms of an empire in decline, and just as the United States appears to be fragmenting internally, another global force is rising. Let's talk about China and the idea of a new world order. Xi Jinping has made no secret of his ambition. China isn't just trying to grow, it's trying to lead. The Belt and Road Initiative is building infrastructure across Asia and Africa. Chinese currency is now used in oil deals, and most importantly, China is questioning the dominance of the dollar. They're not alone. The BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are exploring the creation of a new currency to rival the dollar. If they succeed, it would shake the foundation of global finance. Think about it. Less demand for US dollars, weaker US borrowing power, global trade shifting eastward, and a power vacuum that the United States may not be ready to fill. Dalio's warning? We are watching the slow dethroning of the dollar in real time. This is where it gets serious. Ray Dalio believes that when internal decay meets external challenge, the result is often collapse or transformation through conflict. Let's break it down. Internally, you have tribalism, distrust, economic inequality, and cultural warfare. Externally, you have rising powers, trade tensions, military posturing, and competing ideologies. Put them together, you get a perfect storm. The kind that historically leads to currency devaluation, mass protests or revolutions, even global war. Now, this isn't guaranteed. Dalio isn't making a wild prediction. He's showing us a pattern. And right now, that pattern looks eerily familiar. Let's shift from fear to strategy. Dalio doesn't just wave red flags, he offers a blueprint for weathering the storm. Here's what he suggests. Diversify your assets. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Explore international investments. Look into gold, silver, real estate, and hard assets. Study history. The more you know about how empires rise and fall, the better equipped you'll be to interpret today's headlines. Protect your purchasing power. Inflation eats away at your wealth. Look for assets that retain value, especially in turbulent times. Strengthen local resilience. Build practical skills. Grow food. Learn trades. Form local networks that support one another when big systems fail. Adaptability is survival. Those who thrive in transition are those who can adjust quickly. Stay nimble. Stay informed. This isn't about panic. The next 3 years could define the next 30. We're not just witnessing stock market swings, we're witnessing the unraveling and possibly the rebirth of the global financial system. Will the US adapt in time? Will China lead the next era? Or will both powers spiral into a rivalry that drags the rest of the world with them? One thing is clear, the clock is ticking. If this video helped you understand the big picture, do us a favor, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update, and we want to hear from you. Comment below, is the global reset already happening? Do you think the US will retain its dominance, or will BRICS reshape the world? Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe now so that we'll see each other in the next video. See you in a few days.